Thank you everyone for coming tonight. I am Michelle Durborow and I am the Patient Registry Director of the Raft group. I also do not have the cool slides and the movies, but I do have a lot of things that can help patients navigate their care, especially in this rare disease called GIST. The Raft group is a nonprofit organization that is focused on research, patient education, and advocacy to patients who are affected by GIST as well as their caregivers. We know that this is you just don't need a healthcare team, but you also need your family to help you navigate this disease. Our mission is to ensure the survival of GIST patients through a comprehensive approach connecting individual patients' needs, the worldwide community of GIST advocates, and the global health and research environment. In the year 2000, we call it the perfect storm. Patients were very advanced in their disease and they don't know what they have. They were told that they had either a benign GIST or they were told they had leiomyosarcoma. The founder of the Raft group, his wife was literally told that she only has 24 hours to live and there is nothing else that they can do for her. And what happened was he went to the internet, found people who have the same problem, and they found that there is the kit staining that could literally tell them what is wrong with them and that they can go into the very first clinical trial of the Magnum, the STI 571 at that time. So this group of patients and caregivers, they all came together and formed the Raft group, and to this day, most of these patients are living with GIST for over 16 years, 169 of them. We followed them over the years in our patient registry, and because of their contribution in terms of their data or their stories, we are now able to support more than 10,000 or so patients in the Raft group. To do our mission, we focus on, as I've mentioned, we focus on key areas: research, patient education, and support and advocacy. To break down the services that we do at the Raft group, in terms of advocacy, we help patients access safe and effective treatments. We do that by helping them find the best GIST expert in the world. We direct them to the right treatment, to the right clinical trials. We talk to key government officials and policymakers to help fund research for GIST. People know about a lot of cancer. GIST is the only cancer that doesn't have cancer in its name. When people ask, what do you do? I support patients with gastrointestinal stromal tumor, and I have to explain all the time that it is a cancer, because just because you don't see the word cancer doesn't mean that it is not. And there is a lot of work that needs to be done in bringing awareness to the disease. We also create regional groups in underserved areas. So we have representatives all over the United States and also all over the world. We do not mind if there is just one patient in that part of the world. We will support that patient and provide them with information and education. We also report on current trends in survival. As I've mentioned, at the core of our mission and our services, we have a patient registry where we've been monitoring patients for a very long time now, and we are now able to report on trends in terms of survival. And we are very proud to say that most of the patients who came to join the Raft group, what we noticed is that they tend to survive, their survival is longer because they are now informed, their caregivers are supported, and all other patients are helping each other. And in terms of research, we have a team of top GIST researchers from 9 institutions in 3 countries, and 2 of them are in this room tonight, Dr. Corliss and Dr. Heinrich. We have a cutting-edge patient registry, as I've mentioned, and we also work closely with Dr. Corliss in terms of our GIST collaborative tissue bank. This tissue bank helps us, again, as Dr. Heinrich said, mutation, mutation, mutation. 8 to 10% of patients in the United States know their mutation. That's very small. In the Raft group membership, 42% know their mutation, and that is because of the great work that Dr. Corliss have done in terms of helping with our GIST collaborative tissue bank. We also provide patients with education. We have newsletters, websites, webcasts, and we also have a clinical trial database that is very GIST focused. So if you don't want to navigate all those big websites, all you need to do is go to our website. We have a very patient-friendly user interface clinical trial database. All you need to do is put in a little bit of information, and it will give you the latest clinical trials that are on for GIST. We also conduct GIST expert training class. We've written a module for patients and caregivers. When you take this class, you know more than the average patient, and probably you will be able to get a good care from your doctor because you will be able to ask the right questions because you know more about GIST. And we also have our Life Fest. We do every other year. We do a conference or a gathering of patients and caregivers from all over the world to talk about the latest research, to talk about what's happening to them, or to share their experience. It's a good way to network. It's a good way to find other patients who are like yourself and have gone this road before, and they will be able to give you some advice on how to manage and cope with GIST. We also have GIST Day of Learning. We do them all over the country, and this is one of them, and I can say one of the most successful. As I said, we have 36 leaders throughout the United States and 60 country liaisons, including several regional support groups, and we have a GIST specialist directory. If there is one thing that I always tell any patient who calls me, the very first thing I ask that patient is, are you seeing a GIST specialist right now? It will save your life. And also we do the GIST virtual tumor board for those very difficult cases. We ask experts from all over the world, from different fields of expertise, to do a virtual a virtual tumor board to review the case and to make some and to give some advice on how to care for the patient. So what can I do today? Every patient that comes to the Raft group, they ask me, so what can I do today? Please first tell yourself that you did not do anything to yourself that caused GIST. The next thing is see a GIST specialist. As I've mentioned, it will save your life. Understand your GIST diagnosis, your risk of recurrence, your mutation, and your best treatment option. Mutation, mutation, mutation. I love that phrase, Dr. Heinrich. Join a support group like the Raft group. it's important to know that you are not alone. There are thousands of patients out there, and they are willing to give you the advice that you need because some of them have been through this for many, many long years. It's nice to have somebody to talk to who understands what you're going through. Participate in the Life Raft Group Patients Registry and contribute your data to just research. We have a patients registry that is now over 15 years of data collected from patients from all over the world, and it has informed a lot of patients. Sometimes we do not have the answers on what's happening in the real world until we gather all those data together and we find out what are the trends and what questions can we possibly answer. Donate your tissue to the JISC Collaborative Tissue Bank. This will greatly help accelerate research. Some of the patients do not realize that your tissue is just sitting in the pathology lab in your hospital, and after a few years, those tissues, they will probably throw out. So why not donate them to research? Support the cause by volunteering your time and talent. We do need volunteers. Right now, we are looking for a representative for Portland because our representative is overworked, and she would like to have somebody to help her. It's to provide support for patients in this part of the country. Please help in any way you can by making financial contributions to continue the research, to find the cure, and to provide support and education to patients and caregivers around the world. There is always something that we can do to help the cause in JISC. So thank you so much for coming tonight.